All right, hello. Welcome back for part two. I wasn't sure there was going to be a part two for a few reasons, because obviously part one was, I guess, now in consideration the starch, of course, the head-on shrimp and sautéed bok choy. So for that reason, plus I think I mentioned before the airport reason, which is coming up in like a few minutes, but I'm okay for time. So this is the one I really want to come back for a few reasons. So tonight, the second course is, it's like my goofy foot, like I forgot I'm like barefoot in the kitchen. I was barefoot in the kitchen. Hey, really ties you to the place, don't you know? All right, so so this is a ribeye. Now it's not one of those big flossing, what they call them, like the 48-ounce guys that people usually do. It was like in a pack at the Korean store, and I was like, well, this is perfect. There was 3 of them. I'll get good portions. I usually like to go for the big guys, but whatever, c'est la vie. So basically, this is just a really quick steak course. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I spent most of my life living like in a duplex, not really having like a gas grill or a charcoal grill. And usually you're doing steaks, burgers, that type of thing at home, either on the stovetop or some other way. But there's a bunch of videos on YouTube. I learned this just kind of partially through YouTube and partially from a friend's suggestion, doing steak in a cast iron skillet. So hopefully the sizzle won't get too loud. It shouldn't be. I got the phone right in front of my mug, so it won't be. So basically, I like the cast iron skillet method for quite a few reasons. You get, again, it's indoors. I mean, who doesn't like, a steak on the grill? They don't, the char, the kind of whole, outdoor nature of it. I don't know. It definitely has a different, flavor. It adds its own thing. But if you don't have a grill, if you just don't want to, for whatever reason you can't get outside to one, cast iron skillets are great for a lot of reasons beyond this, but I think the indoor steak, whether it's your ribeye, your porterhouse, whatever you're doing, I think the cast iron skillet is a great method. So all I got to have in here is butter. And I'm really still learning like the best way of ways. Occasionally I'll go on YouTube and just, punch in, cast iron method. I saw a reversal of what I want to do here, which is usually 8 times out of 10 you'll see folks do this. The A started here in the skillet as we're doing now. Then I have the stove on broil. I think the 400 is a bit high for this size of a cut, but we'll be okay. And so while I'm probably in my intermediary point of perfecting the cast iron steak method, one thing I'm still new to that I was partially inspired to want to do this video for is because I picked up this beer. Sierra Nevada. I'm a Dogfish head fan. They're 90-minute. Let's not go this way. They're 90-minute IPA rocks. And so I'm always, curious to try anything that they make and anything that they do. So I decided to give it a little shot. This is their Siracusa Nera. Now they tend to make a lot of like trippy beers. There's some that are really kind of hit and miss, but they're really experimental. They're one of the older craft breweries that you have, in the country, the older American craft breweries. And so I have a profound amount of respect for them. I wasn't a big fan of this. This is their, let's see, should I get a little better light? Sorry, my nails are like pretty like ratty from all the washing and the cooking. Man, manicure time, y'all. Where's the damn focus here? Jesus. All right, I'll just read it because the focus is really weird. A Russian Imperial Stout with Syrah grape musk added in aged in oak. So it's a stout with some red wine, Syrah in particular, and they aged it in oak barrel. I wasn't that big of a fan for the drinkability quotient, but I found one video, maybe 2. It was just like how to make a beer reduction. People have been doing this for years. You just basically put the beer in a skillet or a saucepan like this. You're supposed to continually stir it. I kind of goofed that part up a bit. Ooh, it's not as warm as it was before. I picked this up before it was pretty hot. I didn't get exactly what I wanted out of it, but I was like, well, why don't we do the traditional ribeye and we'll finish it off with just a pinch of a reduction. This beer reduction here, Sierra Nevada. Why do I keep calling Sierra Nevada? I'm sorry, it's Dogfish head. It'll be accurately reflected in the title. Don't you worry. This is the oak aged Siracusa Nera. And So that's just probably maybe the one thing that I'm going to do. So I just gave this guy a turn. Again, this isn't like a big 24-ounce ribeye. So I could probably do a better video with like a slightly bigger cut, or maybe even do like in the future a ribeye with a strip or something like that. But you know, we have time. So I'm just keeping it really simple and just low-key rolling with it, y'all. So we have a little green onion here. I tend to like red, but there were a bunch of like greens yesterday. So I just grabbed a couple bunches. They were like $3 for $1, so we're using that. This is a mixture of shiitake and portobello. One big portobello and a mix of shiitake mushrooms. I really love shiitake mushrooms. They're so meaty and the flavor thing apart is really delicious. We have some, I'm going to add a pinch of this roasted garlic. I actually have one more dish. I don't know if I'm going to record it or not, but I'm supposed to be making a little bit of seafood pasta. So I just roasted garlic. I mean, seriously, you can like take any meal from zero to hero. All you do is take the full bulb, wrap it in some foil, pour some olive oil. You can even not use olive oil depending on what you're going to do with the roasted garlic later anyway. So you just pour a little bit of oil on top of the whole bulb. You know, you leave it in all of the, like, you know, the skin and everything. And you just wrap it in foil, put it in the oven. Maybe like 300, maybe 350. You know, keep your eye on it and then let it cool off. And then you just basically squeeze the bulbs out. Is that what they call it in garlic bulbs? I don't remember. Sorry. We're using Kerrygold today. Hey. So this is like, I had a little bit of that Aldi. I mean, you see, remember that pre-minced garlic jar. I personally like using whole cloves, but this is in the fridge. This is what we had left. So anyway, so this is not the biggest cut. We're not going to do as much oven time. And I may do this, I may have done this differently in a couple different ways, but we're really just rolling with it here because this is all going to finish in the oven. So we got our mushrooms, got the garlic, and we have the green. Now, because this is a bigger cut, I would have probably layered these ingredients in. Like, I would have started with the onions to sweat. Then I would have added the mushrooms to soften up just a tad. And then I would have put the garlic in. But I know that this being a thinner, smaller cut of ribeye isn't going to take that long in the broil part of this portion. So I'm literally going to do, because sometimes this is a trick. I once bought a ribeye, ended up being $25. I think it was like really good, maybe a little under a pound. And I ruined it by overcooking it at this stage of the game. You can always undercook a steak and throw it back on. You can take some of the rare cuts depending on how you like it and maybe recook it later with steak and eggs in the morning. But you can't come back from that. So we're going to slide that in the oven, which is on broil. Since I know this is pretty much, for me, I'm a medium rare person, to be honest. But, you know, sometimes I think medium is like sometimes like literally a happy medium as far as steaks go, in my opinion. So, you know, however you feel, however you want to do it. So, so I was leaning into is the trick is when I get to this stage, just to avoid any overcooking, I usually have the broil function going for about, a good maybe, you know, whoever knows. By the time I start the process here on the stovetop, from the plate to the skillet, you know, playing with the fixings and what have you, a lot of times what I'll just do is once I'm ready for that portion, I just turn it off. That oven is on broil. It's on hot. I actually didn't even put it on the top rack. Oh, yes, I did. But to be honest, just so I can play it even safer here, I'm going to move it down to the bottom. This is a bigger cut of steak, you know, by pound, you know, depth of the steak. I don't think people say that. I probably would have just, taken it and, no, I would have probably left it on the top burner. But again, you especially if you're a person like myself who's more on the medium rare side, you really don't want to overdo it. Again, you can always go put it back in. You can always go a little further. If you're like making a big cut for like a friend or something, you can always just, you know, take the rare pieces on your own and do your thing. So I'm going to set the phone down for 1 second. You see, I already had the plating portion kind of preset. It's not like I'm like one of them big content food creators where I can like, you know, do my whole, you know, transition point. So let me set the phone down. Let me set the cell phone down for a second. Still here, just want to grab the next couple of things. I thought I would have an easier transition point. When I was thinking about this in my head, the transition was a lot easier. So phone sitting down, still here. We're going to go black for a second. Literally. Still here, still here. Blah, 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 blah. Still here, still here, still here. La, 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 still here. La 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 la. La blah blah la 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 la. Alright. Now I was thinking too, how am I gonna eat this on camera for you guys with, you know, one hand on the steak, one hand on the other stuff? I don't know. I'll try to take a bite. I feel like, you know, something about, you know, I mean, and also, you know, for my vegetarians and people who aren't really red meat eaters, you know, think about your favorite piece of chicken or a really cool, savory, vegetarian or vegan dish that you enjoy. I don't know. You can always sub in some other things to imagine here at this point. But it's one of those meals. I think that's probably it's probably one of my favorite meals. It's simple, tasty, a really great, well-cooked steak, preferably medium rare, some tasty veggies, and or a big salad. I've been easing off of the carbs for a period of time, so it'll be kind of hard for me to, I mean, perfect thing for me to be a really tasty baked potato, but obviously that's off the table because I'm carbless now, so anyway. Now I'm going to break a really cardinal rule here for the sake of time. I know you see there where I said don't touch the fucking thing. You let it sit for 10 minutes. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. I think there's an Anthony Bourdain clip you can find on YouTube where he's, you know, giving his top 10 steak tips and the best way to, like, you know, do it. Don't touch it. Let it sit for 10 minutes. Don't poke it. Don't prod it. None of that. So we're going to have to break that rule because I really want to do this. The next few days are a little bit busy. So, and, you know, I guess I have to give you guys the money shot, right? Who doesn't want to see someone dive into this? So, again, it's not like it's like one of those big, bountiful, you know, ribeyes. But, you know, it is what it is. To be a perfect portion. There were two others. I had two others marinating. Oh, so I guess you, I'm pretty much, I don't want to say a purist. This is just sea salt, black pepper, and I'm a big fan of McCormick's with that spice brand of Montreal steak seasoning. Huge fan of it. So that's what's in this. So I'm trying to debate. Should I plate it first or I might have to go black one more time? I think I'll just plate it. I'm going to we'll take a look at the temp because I'm just always curious where I kind of got everything. So let me make it real pretty for you guys to look at. Then we'll give it a drizzle of the reduction. And then add a little, I'll make it pretty. And again, if I wasn't doing this for you lovely people, I think I kind of staggered this a little bit wrong. I thought that would fit more neat. And I thought about a lot of things. I think about a lot of things. So this is what we'll do actually. We'll then just bring a little bit of the mushroom, the onion, and again, just a little bit of garlic. We'll put a little bit on. Let's see, actually, that's what I'm going to do. See, I wish these tongs didn't have this. You pull them to get them to sit, but I was going to slice it first and then add the reduction, but I think I'll go this route. So we don't want to go crazy because actually I tried this, just the beer itself. Oh, I should be honest. It's not just the beer. It's the beer plus a little bit of butter, salt and pepper. I just like, okay, just for the sake of trying, for the sake of pretty, let's let it do its thing. I was like, well, just by itself with a spoonful. Yeah, I'm just eating it off like a teaspoon like this, like I was doing earlier. That's the only reason I was kind of hesitating if I'm going to do this or not, because I wasn't sure how this was going to play out. So, I was like, okay, just maybe on the actual steak instead of just dreaming about it. And I guess let's go for one more bit of sexy presentation. I got some radish sprouts. I'm going to add these to my salad for lunch tomorrow. So here we go. This is the finished product. All the presentation pretty, all the Cook Network worthy look. So let me just be quiet for a second. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Let's not drop it on the floor. I don't think the dog wants to eat that. And she probably would though. Kind of ruin the bountifulness of the, yeah. It's funny, I'm not that hungry, and I really don't have time to eat all of this anyway, so this is gonna I'm gonna have to walk this backwards and repackage it, but it'll be either a perfect midnight snack when I get back from the airport, or, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not, the dog isn't eating all this. So, in closing, ribeye topped with a mix of shiitake and portobello mushrooms, pinch of garlic and green onion. These are some beets. Came across a whole box of like 20 of them, like the big guys. I mean, they were free, and the person who gave them to me, they said they only paid a nickel for them. And then we have some steamed Brussels sprouts, just real simple, real traditional. I think maybe there's a pinch of butter, sea salt on them. So let me sit. See, so I was hoping the camera was just giving me too much trouble. I'm going to have to figure this damn thing out. So it's easy to do this with the phone like I'm doing right now, but I'm going to have to sit it down. We got to go black again for 1 second. Well, here, you can look at the edge of the skillet and stuff. And you can still hear my lovely voice. So let's see. How do we do for temping here, guys? Ah! Nice. It appears to be, I'll do a few incision points I can kind of show. But then first let me take a, oh man, this is actually closer to medium rare. Hell yeah. Oh. And again, if I'm dissatisfied with it, like, man, because sometimes even if you're a medium rare person, sometimes I'll go, the steak would just be perfect. A little bit more heat on it, just a pinch more, nothing crazy, nothing insane. But again, because this is almost actually more medium rare, I can always go back. So, let's see. All right. So, yep. That is, trying to get here in a good light. Yep. Okay, we're definitely, the focus on this camera is weird. Well, maybe because it's the phone. It looks pretty more medium rare. Maybe I'm even feeling it just kind of, the old, oh yeah, nice, soft, definitely close to medium rare. So this is the piece we're going to try first. And yep, look at that guy. That is definitely, well, it's a little bit more piece at the end. So here, I'm going to try that one real quick. Put the phone down. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't just give you guys like a more of a center. Let's look at the inside cut. Slice another one up. Give you guys a better view. Close it on 20 minutes, and you don't want to see me sitting here moaning like some kind of freak. Oh yeah, baby, give me that ribeye. Oh yeah. And then on this bite, I actually want to get a little bit more of this stuff. Yep, we definitely did camera. Just drop half of my phone into the food. All right, and the presentation's falling apart, but this is more important. So you look at that. Oh yes, I would call this, we're leaning more medium rare here, but yeah, I think we're around the perfect medium. Definitely maybe even broaching more towards medium rare, but I think we're more solid medium. So here, I'm gonna give this guy a nice taste by itself. Again, just salt, pepper. I went for Montreal, but a lot of times the past few years, I just go straight sea salt and black pepper. But, to each their own. But Montreal's like a classic. So let me give this bad boy a good taste. Oh yeah. All right. Let me finish up a little bit of this guy. This is Shitake right here. My fave. Little Portobello. Another guy. I love my meaty, tasty, flavorful mushrooms. Now, one more put down because I realized that drizzle of the reduction was more kind of, I guess, more presentational. I want to get a pure taste of the reduction on top of a cut of the beef. Because again, this will need some tinkering. I need to learn more about how to actually make this properly. And actually, that's one thing I really want to know more about, is how to make good sauces. So I'm just going to drizzle a fair amount on this piece just to see what we got going here. Again, this is a Russian Imperial Stout aged with Syrah grape musk added. Then they age it in oak barrels. So let's just give it a try with the reduction and see what we're working with here, where the potential goes. Okay. It's kind of bitter. I think I overdid it. I had the heat too high first. And I wasn't continually stirring it. But that musky, you know, just anybody listening, try this. Just take a beer. I mean, I would just maybe use a Guinness or just some more normal stout, typical stout beer. And try this with a steak if you're a steak lover. Because sometimes, I mean, I've had like, you know, instead of having a glass of red wine, I've had, you know, a stout or something, or some type of like, you know, a good medium heavier body ale that can hold up to a steak before. Definitely give it a try, folks. So I'm at 20 minutes. I want to keep this almost as short as the other guy, but obviously it isn't because I was doing a little bit more cooking. But so we're going to do one more bite for my friends out here. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully there'll be definitely more of this to come. Let's hope I can get this camera figured out, because otherwise I'll go look for like, I think James mentioned, he's like, I got a simple GoPro from Walmart. Just get something that'll like, you know, hold up and that you can sit down and do your thing and enjoy with instead of holding your cell phone and dropping into all this delicious goodness. So one more bit of Portobello. Get up here. A little more Shitake. A pinch more. I'm just going to dip it in here. Just because I'm at home and I can do this in my own house. Oh, yeah. All right, folks. Cheers.